Hello, and welcome back to Hollow Knight with Brian. Someone told me that if I go and visit the Queen while I have the Grimm child with me, she has some new dialogue, so I thought we would start things off today by paying a visit to the Queen. Let's see what she has to say. Ah, that creature beside. It would be naive to claim it friend, though you two share a similarity. It is a distant link, one words would strain to convey. Interesting. For it to cling to you now, you've been consumed in the ritual of the Scarlet clan, yes? In what poor moment they descend upon our ruin, aid their propagation if you so choose, but do not renege on the larger task this kingdom implores. Stay on task. Alright, is that all she has to say? Yeah, I think we saw this already. Alright, when she knows I have the King Soul. Alright, next on my list of tasks, previously someone had given me a hint to go to the den of the most feared monsters or something, and so I went here to the Beast Den in Distant Village and didn't find anything. And it sounded like I was close, and then it occurred to me there is also the Weaver's Den, which I'm pretty sure I know how to get to. It's not marked as such on the map, and it was kind of a secret area. Oops. And also, it requires some incredible jumping. Yeah, but it's here in Deepnest, and so I'm going to try to make my way over there. The last time we were there, it was surprisingly kind of like an empty area. Oh, gosh. Is there a better way to get over here? I don't know if there is. Yeah, surprisingly empty area, and I had some stuff that might have related to Hornet. And rather than have you watch me do awkward platforming, I will just meet you guys when I get closer to there. I don't need to do it, but I never finished up this Whispering Root in this room, and there's only two more that have gone kind of down and to the right. So I suppose I can probably get that done. This was kind of a difficult room. Oh, I put the Gathering Swarm back on so that I can continue collecting money. Let's see. Okay, I see one of them here, and here's the other one. Okay, great. Yes, those were the last two in this room. Okay, I'm up to 3,092 essence, which seems like a lot, which I guess is a good thing. I don't really have a need for it necessarily, but it's nice to have big numbers. And I think the right side of this room is where the entrance to the Weaver's Den was. And so, let's go see if we can find it. It was kind of a secret kind of area. But I think if I at least remember approximately where the entrance is, we ought to be able to find it together. Let's see. Was it going to be... I think it was higher up, actually. Let's take a quick peek over here. I remember some of the enemies that were nearby. This is just the normal exit to that room, right? Yes, we're over here now, so I think I needed to go higher up. But I remember some of the enemies that were kind of just outside the entrance. There was like one of these little creepy crawly spiders, and then I think one of the big bugs that deals 2 damage, whose name I can't think of right now. But if I want to go higher up, I think I need to do like a circle whirly-do in order to get around. Because, oops, darn it. I should really heal at some point as well. That would be a smart thing to do. But this room... I guess a lot of the places in Deepnest are kind of laid out in a very maze-like fashion. But in addition to kind of just being mazes, there's also the fact that... Ooh, you know what I can do? I can do that. When this guy isn't facing you, he doesn't realize he's getting hit by the Dream Nail. And so I can use that to fill back up on soul. This is the guy whose name I couldn't remember, by the way. Alright. And there's a variety of ways to kill him relatively easily, and I'm very strong at this point. So that's not a problem. Is it over here? This might be it, actually. This might be the place that I needed to go. Let's do... that. Alright, I can just tank you now. That is fine. I do think that this is where the entrance is, though. I think it's right over here. There's one more little spider. Yes! Okay, cool. So I believe this place is called the Weaver's Den, and so I think this is the hint about the den that I needed to visit. I'm not wearing Grimm Child. Hopefully that won't matter. Let's see, what was this place like? Okay, there's a little spider guy over here who's shooting thingies at me, and who's knocking me into spikes. That's right. Gonna claim that that was completely outside of my control. And I think there was just like a, like maybe a Wanderer's Journal or something like that over here. Oh no, apparently it was a rancid egg. Yeah, I remember there was some kind of thingy to go get. And then up in the top, there were some crazy rooms, but we have to go around to get there. Right, this was just like lore related to Hera and Hornet, as I recall. And I guess I should be checking. There could be like new hidden walls. That's the word I'm looking for. Secrets. So I should be checking that out, definitely. Don't see any there or there. And then let's see. There's a bad guy up here who... There he is. I can kill like that. Oops. I meant to do this. Ooh. This is something new. Okay. Weaversong. Alright, it's a charm. Princess, referring to Hornet. Tell me about Weaversong. Interesting. It's down here. Costs 2 notches. Silken charm containing a song of farewell left by the weavers who departed Hallownest for their old home. Interesting. Summons weaverlings to give the lonely bearer some companionship and protection. Oh, that sounds interesting. Okay. I will want to play with that. I just want to check. There was also a secret over here. And so I just want to see if there's anything new over here as well. Right. You have to do a bit of parkour to get in here. Oops. You have to do it better than that, apparently. Come on. I need to work on my double jump here. Actually, it might be better to... There we go. Okay. That gets me up here. Right. There was some money here. I think that just cycles back around to where I was. And then I think there was something on the left wall as well. Oh, right here? Yeah, but this doesn't appear to have anything new in it still. Okay, well, we got a new charm. We're getting... Oops, darn it. We're getting closer to having all of the charms, so we can finally buy Salubra's Blessing, which now requires having 40 charms. And yeah. Okay, so I can cross that one off of my list. People also gave me some hints about good ways to fight Zote, so maybe I'll go try to do that next. First things first, though, I should try out Weaversong and see what it's like. Oh, wow! 4 little spiders. They seem to almost dance around me. Oh, right, and I need to dream nail some folks here in town. That's another suggestion people gave me. I like how these guys move. Alright, are they going to kill bad guys for me? It doesn't seem like they're... Oh, they are! Interesting, they just kind of slowly deal damage. Okay, can they fly? Can they get at flying monsters? Are they going to teleport back to me? They did teleport back to me. They're almost like kind of like a damage field just hovering around me, effectively. Are they seeking out monsters a little bit? Seems like they're not good at kind of like flying kind of stuff. So they end up kind of on the ground as they're chasing me around. I guess you could probably get this charm relatively early in the game, like the first time you got the Deep Nest. I guess speaking of that, it is the case that I started a new save file because I wanted to see how early in the game you could get all of the Grimm troop stuff happening, because it seemed like something that could happen the moment that you had access to Howling Cliffs, where we first got in there, but I forgot that you needed to dream nail something. So I started a new game, and I played about 3 hours of it, and got far enough to where I could dream nail that and get the first Grimmchild charm or whatever, just to kind of like see how that plays out. I guess if I go high enough up, it seems like sometimes if they go far enough away or something, they then teleport out of the sky and just kind of, yeah, like drop out of a ball of silk. It's a cool animation. I'm not sure that these guys are particularly useful, and I'm not sure that any of the Grimms who have been following me around have been particularly useful either in terms of attacking enemies. Alright, so I'm going to take that off, but now we know what that is. It seems like it might be kind of early game kind of stuff, but in any case, the Grimmchild was not as early game as I originally thought that it was going to be. Let's see. I guess before I decide what else I'm going to do, let's go ahead and... Did I do this before? I can't remember. Great Prince, your words, are they repeating? Alright, and that's because we've cycled through all 57 precepts of Zote's, I suppose. And what does Zote have to think? I came to this kingdom to fulfill a promise, and now I have succeeded. It's a promise I made so long ago, a promise to myself, a promise of glory, glory for I, Zote the Mighty. I never doubted myself, never faltered, and now I've achieved everything I desired. I think we've seen that before, and that has not changed. Something I've meant to show off for a long time and have just never found an occasion for it, and now I'm just trying to cross things off my list, is Overcharmed. So Hive Blood costs 4 notches. I only have 1 notch left. And so if I try to put it on, it gives me this, no you can't, it costs too much animation. But if you just keep doing it, Overcharmed! You can force an extra charm and take up more charm notches than you have. And now I am Overcharmed. And so it seems like that's basically just a way to buff yourself, right? Like you get more powers than you ought to be allowed. But it does have a trade-off. And the trade-off is, if I go over here, you may notice that I just lost 2 bits of health for having been hit by that little monster. And one of them's about to heal back up with Hive Blood. And so, basically, I think you take twice as much damage. Let's see, this guy does explosion damage. Yeah, and so that did 4 rather than 2 bits of damage. So basically, when you're Overcharmed, you take twice as much damage, but it does allow you to wear more charms than normally you'd be able to wear. And so, I can't think of a scenario where it would be useful to be Overcharmed. But I've never shown that off before, and so that's a thing that I thought that I should show off. It's kind of like an Easter egg, I guess. But if you know any scenarios where that actually would be useful, I would be all ears just to hear them. Alright, and someone gave me good advice in terms of fighting Zote. Something I've completely forgotten about is Grubberfly's Elegy. When the bearer is at full health, they will fire beams of white-hot energy from their nail. And so, basically, that looks like this. This is really good for staying away from Zote and still being able to damage him. And so I want to play around with it. I'm not sure how it interacts with the Lifeblood Hearts. And so obviously if I'm at full health, I can use this thing. But I'm curious. And it seems like it does as much damage as my normal nail. So that's great. But I'm curious if I lose 1 Lifeblood Heart. Like that. I can still use it. So I can use it until I lose all of my Lifeblood Hearts, I presume. Oh, wow, that seems pretty powerful. So basically, even if I take some damage in the Zote battle... Yeah, this is going to be super powerful. Until I lose one of my real hearts, I've got that shooty ability. Okay, so... Yeah... I think we can do a better job against Zote now. I still need to avoid most damage, but this seems very plausible. And so is this the build I would want to go with? I would want to have the heart... Actually, I don't want Unbreakable Heart. What I want is more Lifeblood, so that I have more room that I can take damage and still have my super powerful sword capability. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's the build that I would want. Yeah, let's not think about it too much more, and let's just go into another Zote Dream battle and see how well I can do with this build. This seems extremely promising at the moment. Of course, I haven't fought Zote in a few days, and so the trade-off is, during the first battle, I'll probably completely forget what the battle is like, and do an awful, awful job. Alright, Zote, where are you at? There you are. Okay, I want to stay farther away from him. Quick Slash actually would also be useful, it just occurred to me. Okay. 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 Ah, darn it. Okay, took some damage. Ah, darn it, took more damage. People pointed out that Zote deals 2 damage with all of his attacks now, and this is why this battle's gotten... Ah, darn it. Alright, now I don't have that capability anymore. Okay. So I did not do a good job there at the beginning. And I've also pretty much forgotten how to fight this guy. Okay. Quick slash would definitely help because I can get more slashes in, so... but what would I substitute out for it? I can't substitute out that or that. And those are basically going to give me a bunch more... Let's try again with this build. And let's try to do a better job avoiding damage. But then I suppose I could substitute out some lifeblood in order to get more slashes in. I don't know. Alright. Okay. Oh boy. I really thought I was hitting the jump button there. And this thing doesn't hit quite as much range as I thought it did. Yeah, I feel like I'm not landing nearly as many of my shots as I thought I would be. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, he's... okay. Darn it, okay. Now I'm gonna need to heal if I was gonna use it again, or I could just go back to my old battle tactics, I suppose. Although I don't darn it, I don't even have a long nail. Darn it, okay. So I'm gonna have to be really up close now to deal damage to this guy. Oh, it does so much damage, gosh. Oh, interesting. The balloon didn't pop when it got hit by Grubberfly's elegy shot. That's interesting. Alright. Not sure how I feel about that. Okay. Managed to do that. I can't heal. There's no point in healing. Now I need to heal. Yeah, now I can't heal. Alright. If I wear Joni's Blessing, would Grubberfly's elegy just always be active and I would always have the charge shot? I should go experiment with that. I'm also curious if Long Nail makes Grubberfly's elegy, like, travel farther. So let me go do some experimentation with charms. Okay, so test number 1 is Joni's Blessing. Now, all of my things are Lifeblood Hearts. And so I'm curious, if I take a bunch of damage, do I keep my shooty sword or whatever indefinitely or not? Alright, so do a bunch of damage to me. No. It seems like once I took any damage at all, it seems like my shooty ability went away. Okay, so I can't leverage Joni's Blessing. Okay, now let's measure the distance. It's kind of going to about the doorway edge of the stag station there, and if I put on Mark of Pride so that I have a longer nail, it still seems to be traveling the same distance, so I don't think Mark of Pride is going to be all that useful. So in that case, I might have had kind of the optimal build for this right now then. I don't know if Unbreakable Strength actually affects how much damage that thing does. So the other possibility is to use Quick Slash. Let's see, if I take off the strength, just remind me how much faster I can slash with Quick Slash. That is almost twice as fast, and Unbreakable Strength is only 1.5 times as much damage. So I should definitely consider that. And then the other thing I could do is consider... Yeah, I just wish I had more charm notches. Let's try it without Unbreakable Strength. Let's imagine that possibly the range damage is not affected by that charm. Okay, make sure I dodge. Darn it. Darn it. Come on, Brian. Okay. Yeah, it definitely feels like this thing doesn't deal as much damage. Okay. Okay, I managed to avoid those. That's good. Oh boy. Ah, darn it. But Quick Slash is doing good. Okay. I might have to fight for myself now. But I might still be able to do it. Okay, still avoid damage. Ah, come on. Darn it. I think I got farther that time, though. I stunned him twice, I'm pretty sure. I think this is viable. If I just take less damage. Okay, I need to jump when he's doing his Life Ender attack. I've also been advised to avoid jumping in most other situations in the fight, because that just causes him to jump, which is usually bad for me. And I wonder if I should be trying to invincibly dash. Ah, darn it. Invincibly dash through his ground shots. Ah, that's hard to do, though. I should practice. Alright. Ah, darn it. Ah. Darn it. Alright, come on. All out aggression. Just mash the button. That's something that's a skill that I could master. Mashing the button. Ah, darn it, but I need to get above him. And he's got so many of his minions out right now, it's not helping me. Uh-oh. I lost my ability to use Grubberfly's Elegy. Ah, come on. Got it out. Ah! Okay, stunned him. No healing. We're just moving forward. As much damage as we can make. Ah. I wonder, if I could avoid a bunch of damage at the beginning, I wonder if Unbreakable Strength would help. I'm going to try once more this way, but then I might substitute out for my Lifeblood Hearts. It occurs to me I could go find a cocoon in the world, or even multiple cocoons, and go get extra Lifeblood Hearts that I think I could carry into this dream battle. Well, could I carry them into this dream battle? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that works, actually. But that's another interesting strategy that I could try. Oh boy. Darn it. Don't be in the air. Being in the air is always vulnerable. Oh boy. Okay, don't be in the air. Ah, darn it. And I need to get rid of this little thing. Okay. Mash the button. Mash the button. I see. Even when I hit the balloons with my normal sword, they still just move out of the way. They don't immediately die. Okay. Mash the button. Ah, darn it. So I put on Unbreakable Strength, and I just want to explore the possibility of whether it's possible to bring extra Lifeblood Hearts from a cocoon into the Zote battle. And so I think this is the only easy nearby place to get them. So this brings me up to having 4 Lifeblood Hearts, even though my charms only give me 2. And so if I travel back out this way now, and go directly into the Zote battle, do these 4 stay with me as I go into the battle? Guess we're about to find out. Don't sit on the bench, because that erases extra cocoon Lifeblood Hearts. But let's see how this works. And even if those 2 go away, we'll still do the battle, because I want to find out how Unbreakable Strength fares. Yeah, it reset it to just 2. Okay, so you can't take Cocoon Hearts into a Dream battle. You can only take Lifeblood Hearts that you get from a charm. Okay, fair enough. Let's see how this goes. Darn it. I was kind of doing well at the start. I feel also like I just might have to be lucky with the set of attacks. Oops. The set of attacks that he chooses to do against me. Because if I get... Like, if he summons guys and then does, like, a little hop and then summons more guys or something, those are kind of some of his least threatening attacks. And so if I happen to get lucky that that's what he chooses to do, I don't think there's a good way to influence his AI necessarily. Ugh. Yeah. Darn it! I just felt like I was close on that one. Whoa. The game just crashed or something. Poop. I can't interact with it at all. Alright. Alright, after the game crash, I am going to substitute out Lifeblood Hearts for Stalwart Shell. Stalwart Shell gives me more invincibility frames after I take damage. And so basically, after I get hit, I might be able to just kind of sit inside him and wail on him with Quick Slash for a bit. At this point, Grubberfly's Elegy might be turning into a wasted spot, because I'm unlikely to keep the ranged attack for very long, since I won't be at full life for very long in all likelihood. So it might be the case that I should take that back off and use another charm that would help boost me somehow instead. I'll have to think about that. Could take 2 more hits if I put back on Lifeblood Core. Darn it. Okay, I'm just trying to get a sense of the invincibility frames. Should still try to avoid damage when I can. Actually doing a pretty good job of avoiding damage in this one so far. Alright, take advantage of the iframes. Okay. Darn it. Okay. Yeah, I didn't use Grubberfly's Elegy that much, and so let me take it back off, put on Lifeblood Core. That'll give me 2 more hits, basically. And then take advantage of the iframes and then try to avoid damage. Yeah, that seems plausible. Hey, I did it! Honestly, I think the best thing is just the practice I've been getting. I'm getting a little bit better at dodging attacks. Let's go ahead and show the build that I used there. I don't know that I really took advantage of the Stalwart Shell's extra invincibility iframes really at all during that battle. I might have once. But the build I was using there was Quick Slash, which is definitely good, Unbreakable Strength, which seems definitely good, Stalwart Shell is a maybe, and Lifeblood Core, which gave me the hits that I needed to survive. And let's see now, if I Dreamnail Zote... Alright, that's still the same text. I'm just curious if Bretta says anything different. Great Prince, you seem smaller? Were you always so tattered and stained? Alright. So maybe each time you beat him, Bretta has a different, less impressive thought about Zote. That took, I don't know how much time it took wall clock time. That took a lot of tries. I'll probably try to at least show all of my deaths so you can get a sense of how many times I tried that battle. Yeah. And I managed to cross off a number of things on my list. There's still more to do. I haven't decided with the choice that I get to make with either completing the ritual or using Brum's thing to go a different way. Which of those two things I'm going to do, because it sounds like, from what people have been saying, that there's two different charms that you get, and one is maybe like an offensive companion, kind of like the Grimm child now, and one is maybe like a defensive kind of thing. And I don't know that any of the offensive companions that I've seen in this game are any good. So I'm kind of leaning towards the defensive one, actually. But that's something that I can think about in the future. In any case, I hope, as always, that you guys are having a great day, and I will see you again soon with more Hollow Knight. Oh boy. Bye-bye.